Geo, that ad link is not there anymore.
Annie wins for the most comments on a post. 38.
Which one was it?
Her frequency post. But nobody actually answered the question.
Geo, are you copying the stream key or the stream URL?
Stream key. And nothing seems to be going through. Although it says streaming.
We're
Click,
live.
click on go to the Instagram and X out of that like window that you're in.
This one?
Yeah. And then refresh the page. And then just start over. Did you do this today?
Mm-mm.
Okay. I'm wondering.
That might be the issue.
Yeah. And then copy that.
Oh, Jared Humphers has read the live music method. What?
Yeah, you're
There
right.
it is.
You're correct.
Well, that's an easy fix.
You see that? That's the close-up that we want.
Give them what they want. I got one of our new ads.
You just got hit with one?
Yeah, the ones we
Did
just
you join?
scheduled.
Did you join? Did you convert?
I'm already in. I'm already committed.
So it worked.
Yeah.
That's a good ad. What part sold you?
The fact that the owners are benefiting.
You're like, these look like guys I want to support.
Yeah.
These look like real people that I can find. Now you need to invite all your friends.
I don't think she wants to.
I thought you were gonna say I don't think she has any. Which one of those is true?
Pick one. You only have two options.
I plead the fifth.
Yeah, she's pleading the fifth.
Waiting.
This video is sponsored by
Do you not want us to be successful?
Spotify. This video is sponsored by Suno. where AI music is destroying the music industry as we know it. Huh? No. She's ghosting me right now. I think I burned the relationship. Might as well just give up.
Does it look like I'm drinking beer?
Yeah.
Like a blue beer bottle?
I don't think beer bottles are that big.
The other night I was drinking cold brew out of a little looking like shot glass on my worship guitar call, and I'm wondering if anybody thought I was drinking whiskey.
Oh, you know what? This is too tall
Too tall for what?
for beer. Be a beer glass.
It could be a mini wine bottle. It's too small for wine, too large for beer.
What do you think of edgy?
We're one of those edgy labels.
Who's going to join this week? Send you the updated PDF. Took the pain points out, swapped it with dream outcome.
How long did that take you?
2 minutes. Seemed like it nailed it on the first one.
Sick. I think we should just screen share and watch YouTube videos together. That'd be a good use of our time.
That works for Beaver.
It'll work for us for sure.
How many friends do you think would actually join the new standard tier? Imagining that you have some, how many of them do you think would fit?
I think Judson people? Is that what you're asking?
Just in general.
You
You've
could
all
be the
said
catalyst.
to our success.
Would I get a raise?
You would get
You would get an affiliate commission. 40%.
Like $1. Not even $1. Per
oh, you're
person?
talking about the $3.
Yeah.
Unless
No
they
Judson student is going to do higher than the $3.
unless
Let's be
they
honest.
apply themselves and do the $33 a month one.
Somebody might. You get them all in 6 months. They're like, oh, I actually need course help.
I say on the $3, maybe like 5.
5 people?
Maybe.
We'll take it.
Send it. What are their names?
Oh, you want? I just picked a random number.
I want names.
It's not even accurate.
Raven,
She's making stuff up.
Hannah.
AA run. Confession
It's okay.
time?
We're only being recorded, So
He's watching the little dot.
the dot's not red. I
Yep.
can speak freely.
A what? A flailure. Sounds like
I think he's referencing something from the courses. Something about
Did you drop another?
when artists are failing or flailing.
What
Flailing-
what course is
Flailing
that?
equals flailure. I don't remember which one it was.
What was that in? Was that in the funding? Wait, what?
I don't remember. I just remember that quote.
It was. Do you remember what section?
Nope.
Flail. Oh, maybe it's laying your foundations. Was that something? Was that something where you said it was Gold Star?
I'm pretty sure I probably did, yeah.
Is that what he said, Aaron? You said it was. Okay, you got to tell us where it is, though. I want to confirm it.
I remember that was a quote.
I remember.
I don't know if a gold star was on the table for that
That's.
quote.
I want to
can't remember.
confirm that Gold Star was on the table. Why did you do a gold star for the word flail? Were we laughing at that? Did we think it was funny?
I think we thought it.
We probably
We were
did.
probably like on hour 6 of recording, and then we're probably feeling generous.
Yep.
And we knew it was like buried deep somewhere in the courses at that point.
Do you know why? Do you know why though? They're all resurfacing because we recently combined everything into the basics course now. So if they got missed by people the first time around,
Hey, nobody ever
Another
brought up that
opportunity.
quote before, so
I don't see anybody mentioning it in the gold stars.
nobody mentioned that.
We just got to know which course that was from, Aaron, so we can double check you. Laying your foundations.
I'll
Okay.
find it. He's determined.
Yeah, it's funny because the laying your foundations were the courses that were actually in the start here prior to this. But nobody caught it. Unless somebody else did. No.
What? That's real.
Look at that background.
That's a real background. I see the glow on your head. That's not one of those fake green screens.
How do we make her the...
Gio, can you make her screen bigger?
Beat you to it. Dude, Spark, that's cool. What?
That's dope.
Is that like a hedge? Like a grass hedge? Oh,
Whoa.
my goodness.
Sick.
Ooh. Wait, did you just get all of this stuff? Dude, that's such a clean background. Dude.
Is that background mobile? Can you is it movable or is it like set up on your wall? That would be like a cool stage prop or something.
Can you wear it? She's wearing it like a backpack.
Yeah,
Everywhere she goes.
that movable. Mhm. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You look like a streamer. You could be a streamer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's your lane. Show me the guitar again. Well, it's definitely
I'll let you guys figure that
it's
one
definitely
out.
a strap, but I was trying to look. What brand is it though? Is it a?
Oh.
Yeah, I thought it was a different brand than I. It looks like
I bet you they're getting sued right now.
I know that looks exactly like it.
I don't know if you guys have heard about that. Anybody's a guitar player here, but Fender is like suing everybody that like made a version of the Stratocaster. They're like going after everybody.
Good for them, protecting their IPO. We're gonna have to upgrade our background now.
I know. We need a neon.
I'm feeling a little intimidated. What if we got?
We don't have any fireflies in our.
Yeah, dude. What if we got like one of those Anthem glowy things?
Yes. I think we said this the first
We've
time.
talked about this for a long time, but I don't know where we would hang it on this. Mm-hmm. Like something.
Hear me out. The wooden panels and this neon sign. We add the greenery trees on the side.
Ads.
No.
Wood panels.
Wood panels.
Yes.
Growing the network. Forgetting about growth.
Forget about
wood
it.
panels.
Let's just do what everybody does. Let's buy gear.
Tell Gio she's doing too much.
I think he thinks what I thought when he first mentioned the wood panels, like the pallets from like 2012.
No.
You're talking about like the studio, like
Yes.
like the vertical things.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about wood pallets.
See, I was thinking we could put them up on the side.
It just, you can't do a neon anthem in the anthem banner.
I know.
That's a little self-centered.
I mean,
Is it though? What's one more anthem?
in case people forgot where they were.
I'm just thinking of how we would do it. We'd have to like attach it to the ceiling, like hang it down.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
We should keep talking about this.
Yeah. Guys, Annie showed us that she has a really cool background now. Now it's got us wondering if we need a cooler background.
She's upstaging our background.
Mixer? I'm on the edge of my seat. Ooh. That's a beast. Annie, do you know how to fully operate that mixer?
Your mom does.
Okay. You just unlocked 5th grade Joey.
But it's actually
Her mom
it's
does.
actually true.
Yeah.
I thought that was John Cooper.
Sponsored by Chick-fil-A. Oh, is this the room? Like this is all set up? I can't see it.
It didn't look wonky. Leak the set list.
Cool. Ah,
Nice.
okay. There it is. So is this So is this just for rehearsal? This isn't the actual space for the event? This is like your basement? Okay. The mirrors were throwing me. It seemed like a bigger room. Wow. Now are you incorporating the book, the good book? Is it blowing your mind? Annie bought the Live Music Method book by Tom Jackson, which is all about building your live show set. We told her it's going to blow her mind. Jared, did you say in the comments that you've already read that book? Dude, that book is so good. But that's funny because I don't know many other people that have read that book besides you and me.
The hidden gem.
Yeah.
Bro, Camp
Oh,
Electric,
nice.
dog. They're still doing those. I think it originally was Toby Mac's Camp Rock, wasn't it? I thought it was Toby Mac
I
that
don't
started
know.
it. Maybe not. I'm just making it up.
I'm thinking of School of Rock. I'm thinking of, isn't that Jack Black?
Yeah.
Okay, different thing. That's where you were, Jared?
You met Jack Black?
Nice. Dude, they're already on nickname basis. Oh. We got Jack Black joining the network.
What?
That would be a gold star move if you got Jack Black.
Yeah.
Just so you're aware. Just so you're aware.
I don't know.
Follow that. I don't know.
I don't know.
Somebody got that. Oh my gosh, that's funny. I didn't know that. Well, we may have a little bit of a smaller group today.
By the way, that was Toby Mac that started it. Camp Electric. For anybody wondering.
Is it still his or did he
I don't know. He might have sold
offload
it. I don't know.
Well, we might as well jump into it. We got enough people in here to chat. Greetings and salutations, everybody. Hope you had a good week. Trying to think of updates. Any updates worth mentioning this week?
We bumped everybody up to premium.
Oh yeah, we did.
That was a subtle change.
I don't think anybody noticed
over the weekend. I don't think anybody noticed. It was a busy weekend for everybody.
They're like, I don't even know what that means. What does that mean, Joey?
That means you have access to all of the premium courses
All of them.
and future courses. And everybody that is now on standard, for any of the new people, they will not have access to all of the courses. But everybody that was on standard is in premium. They're on premium now.
Congratulations, everybody.
Congrats. Yep.
Correct. got moved
Yep.
to premium. We basically are giving the option to people now. You can be standard or you can jump to premium. We just shuffle things around.
We asked questions and we have listened to your answers. The majority of people that join this Anthem network only really want the network, the community, and the live calls. Then there are people that go above and beyond,
You guys,
that actually want to learn something and implement what we teach. So we rewarded everybody that was on standard, bumped them all up to premium, and then anybody new coming in, we have a new standard tier that only gives people access to the community and the Tuesday night calls. So the goal that we're doing here is we want the network, the community, to be as large as we can possibly make it. We're aiming for 10,000 people. We'd love to have 10,000 people in this network. And then a small percentage of those people will actually want to do the work. The rest don't really care.
because what we're realizing, guys, is the majority of you have started going through most of the courses, and that kind of makes you an outlier. I like Joey and I know that we're outliers when it comes to learning and like putting all this stuff to practice and everything. But the average artist out there, guys, like, is a lot less motivated. So we decided to make it a little bit easier.
A little bit more accessible.
Yeah, a little more accessible for the average artist. We'll see how it plays out.
We'll see what happens. But because we had a realization too, we've been running a lot of ads. We talk about ads a lot, but we've been running ads specifically to the Anthem network. And I think the disconnect is people think when they land on the page that they're just joining a community with like chats and posts and stuff. And then they saw that it was $33 and they didn't put two and two together of like how much extra stuff is in the classroom tab and actual like proven strategies are in there. And the vast majority of people thought they just were joining a community for $33, which is still really affordable. But a lot of the artists that we run ads to, they don't know who we are and they don't know anything about the network. So they need a little bit of an entry. So a lot of you guys, we already knew on some level. So
one more thing. How many of you have already seen the Artist Basics course that we made live last week? Has everybody seen that sucker is available now? Cool. Okay. Then I won't go into announcing it, but we just keep updating that thing and adding a little bit more. We're still in the process of adding a lot of stuff to that. But I think the Artist Basics course, guys, is going to become probably your new best friend out of all the courses because it's kind of just catching all. And that's going to be a really good one for you. Well, apart from that, gang, we don't really have anything important to announce, so we can just jump into it. Anybody have anything that they are working on that they want to chat through, or any ideas? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Yep.
I can hear you. Let's go, Amy. You know what, Joey? She sounds like she's asking questions based off of the meta ads for playlist growth course.
She's asking the right questions.
Could that be, Amy, have you started going through it? No? Okay. You're right in line with how that course starts. Gio, can you share my screen a sec? So the meta ads course, we get into the 4 different types of playlists to grow. And what that looks like. But you're basically asking is you're torn between 3. So give me again. We've got a worship, we've got a workout, and we've got like a happy Christian. How many songs do you have that would fit worship versus how many do you have that would fit the workout or the happy Christian? Is the worship EP going to be upbeat or is it more like typical worship? Okay. Okay. Because when I listen to some of your stuff, like some of your more upbeat stuff, I might have to go back and listen, but I wasn't necessarily pegging that as more worship than not worship. Could I be off on that, or is that accurate? Yeah, and not even that it has to be like congregational, but like I don't think worship was the vibe that I got. Oh gosh, when did we speak last? Was that like 2 months ago? I'm gonna see if looking you up on Spotify right now jogs my memory. Tell you what, is it set up so that I could listen through a song or 2? I just have to do this every time? Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is a ballad. Okay, so this would be happy or workout. You were right, I was wrong. Guess I never thought that giving in would take this long, but I'm stubborn. You're running hard for them all, don't forget the one who holds them all. I place myself in Jesus' hands. So that one's definitely worship. And there on a train. It's what? Okay, like cargo. I die a little. Okay. Every okay. Yeah. So this was going to be my hunch, anyways. I was like, I think I remember you having more stuff that fits the upbeat workout vibe. That seems to be the case again as I'm listening through here. And I would say I would rather you lean into probably that as opposed to just trying to call everything worship right now and then sending worship listeners to non-worship necessarily like songs because that might not convert as well for the algorithm. So if I were going to do that, I'd probably choose a workout playlist and then eventually maybe have a second around worship.
The other question is, you said you're releasing a worship EP. What are you sonically? Where are you headed long term? Are you staying upbeat rock? Mm-hmm. Okay. So I guess this is more of like a branding thing. Are you trying to lean more worship long term, or are you just feeling a worship EP right now? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of worship that is starting to lean more into that.
Well, I was gonna say like, and we can go into it, but like from a Christian music industry side of it, it's every day and every month it's more and more built for worship. Like it's just everything like
Yeah.
even like from a listener base, like people like from a fan base, like people understand what worship is. And they like versus like I don't know. It really depends on what you want to do long term. Like if you want to like stick to your guns and stay in like Christian rock, I'm a Christian rock artist. I do workout music. Or like you actually want to do like lean into the worship, but like do like more of a heavier sounding worship. I think that's something that you have to think about too. I know for a fact for us growing playlists, I know it's easier and it converts better to grow worship playlists because I think consumers understand it a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
From a brand perspective, it's people understand that versus like a workout playlist, unless you're like.
But the thing is, too, I think working out as a whole is equally understood. It's just that niche of music is less understood. So like that's where promoting a Christian workout playlist can still do really, really, really well for you because it's pretty straightforward. It's like if you follow that thing, you're expecting more upbeat Christian music, and it can go anything across the board. It can be rock, it can be worship rock, it can be EDM, it can be Christian pop, it can be all of it.
I want to zoom out higher than Spotify though, because what I had in my notes there too is like, I don't know if you guys remember when Air One was Christian pop and rock and like alternative, and it was personally I like listening to it. It was cool. And then it switched to worship in like 2019, 2020. If you look at from all of your possible, going back to the music industry, all the possible revenue streams are built for worship, like hands down. And you're going to have an easier time because I know that Amy, you and I had a call like a week or two ago or something like that. And we were talking about return on investment. The revenue streams are built for worship and Christian music. Like, especially if you're headed in the direction you start writing a little bit more worship songs, and even if a song dips into corporate, now you're gonna get churches wanting to sing your songs.
Multi-tracks,
and then that's a whole different revenue stream
CCI,
that
praise charts.
Christian rock artists just don't get, unless you're like really trying to get into like shows and you like that's the one thing. Like if you look at anybody in the Christian rock genre, their main form of revenue is grinding it out on the road.
What, Amy? That's
you don't
not
want
what
to
you
grind
wanna
it
be
out on the
doing.
road.
Surprise.
And that's good that you have a very clear opinion on what you want, because then you can strategize differently and go in a direction that's not in a way that you want. So for example, like one of our OG marketing people from back in the day, like Grace Graber. I don't know if you ever looked into her stuff. When we first started doing marketing, she was one of our first people, and she's really good at leaning into the Christian punk rock. Like she's in it, dude. Like she's on the road grinding it out, and that is what it takes in Christian rock, especially. Caleb's not gonna probably want to play Christian rock, so there goes that revenue stream. And then you have to start thinking that's what points a lot of those people into that lifestyle. And that's what I'm like, if you know for a fact you don't want to play that game, then you might want to start leaning into a direction that where you can have some of that. Because I know we talked about having a return on investment, having other methods, maybe leaning even into more worship if that's where you feel like you're being pulled towards.
Well said. Yeah, so it's again, to summarize this, guys, when you're choosing your artist brand in your genre, it's not necessarily just thinking what music is the most fun for me to make, what I feel like making. It's also what lifestyle and music genre that I'm interested in go together the best as a whole. And yeah, it's like, okay, maybe the rock side of things might be the most enjoyable for you to make, but would you also still really enjoy the worship side of things, but have a bigger longevity, I guess, to it if it lines up with your lifestyle desires more? Does that kind of make sense, Amy? Yeah. Yeah. There can be a little bit of a sadness to it. I get that. Yeah, it's not even necessarily that you don't look like The Rock, although I totally get what you mean. The Rock persona like has a certain persona to it, that genre, but it's that genre, that subgenre is typically out touring and playing a very specific like strategy with their music. Hear me out though, if you really wanted to own that, you could own that in the playlist space if you go all in on the playlist growth strategies around like working out.
And the same thing with social media too. Like you just have to be really savvy on social media to find your people, your audience.
Yeah. We're just saying from a branding as a whole, if you enjoy worship and you enjoy rock, there's more you can do with worship, especially considering you don't want to be out touring the rock shows. And there's more opportunities for revenue building because worship out of those two is much more understood just globally by more people.
And the reason why I bring all this stuff up is because we dealt with that before COVID when we were the mass anthem that wanted to do like edgy Christian pop.
It's Christian, but it's not.
It's Christian, but it's not. It sounds like Justin Bieber, but like
they won't know we're Christian, but they will if they know us.
And we're like, oh, why are we not landing radio? Radio doesn't want to push our music. Churches don't want to play our music. It's because like we were writing introspective, like heavy pop, and it wasn't agreeable with the space. So like trying to convince churches to come bring us out as a Christian pop artist was really difficult. But if they're like, you want to come do a worship night? It was like,
done.
Duh.
Yeah.
Like it was just so much easier. And the thing is like for us back in the time when it was Christian pop, even like the Christian rock genre, even, hip hop, rap, Christian, those are the genres where you have a lot of, it's just going to be more difficult because it's funny because I wrote this down a couple of years ago of just the sheer amount, because I know going back to what you said about return on investment, just the sheer amount of revenue opportunities that worship music brings versus anything else in Christian music. This is why it has shifted so far into the worship genre, because you've got CCLI now, you've got radio is acceptable for worship. You now, if you get the song to land on radio, now you're even going to get asked to go play more shows because of the big song on radio. And then you've got multi-tracks, you've got chord charts, you've got streaming licenses, you got even like the microsync licensing, like multi-tracks, Loop Community. And I wrote it down at the bottom, like for indie sound, for rock, for pop, your main hopes are streaming, shows, sync, and maybe radio. But radio is really tough to crack in Christian music.
Yeah.
And so if you're in worship, not only do the people understand it, but there's like 3 times more other revenue opportunities that can come back that way. So that's kind of what we're looking at. I wish it was easier, but I see why it's headed in that direction.
And one of the best lessons that we learned came when all the record labels told us no at the top of 2020, right before COVID. And it was basically them saying that we don't know who we are. That's what they told us. We don't know who we are. And because we don't know who we are, they didn't feel comfortable trying to sell us, which is what they're doing when they sign an artist. They're trying to sell that brand as an artist to the partners, to the promoters, to the whatever. And at that time, we were still releasing a little bit of every type of music. We were picking like 3 or 4 different styles. And they looked at that and they were like, yo, you guys don't know who you are. How are we supposed to sell you effectively if you're still kind of bouncing around? And we didn't fully understand it at that time. Like, no, we know who we are. Like, we're doing, but it's like, if a fan looked at us, they couldn't say this is who Mass Anthem is. So it's like, why would I sign you if there's a bunch of these other artists who have picked one lane and are locking in on that, and that's what they're known for? And because of that, I know how to pitch and market them as a brand to all these other partners, to radio, to promoters, to name it, right? So that's really that's the lesson that we're just trying to get across here, Amy, is it's, you kind of just have to decide, okay, do I want to, well, let's say it like this, because you were saying it's kind of like sad, right? This idea of like having to maybe pick one lane and not do the other ones. It's like, okay, there is a sadness in that, like where it's like, oh, but I kind of wanted to scratch this itch and that one and do a little bit of both. Or is it more sad potentially to spin your wheels for 10 or 15 years and not get the traction? Because when other music industry partners and people look at you, they don't see as much coherence in your brand as what they want. And because of that, they pass on you for a different artist. Does that kind of make sense? Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah.
And another way to say it too, like, because Mass Anthem had the same problem when we were just doing pop. When you choose a certain brand, sometimes you lose. You're cutting yourself off from certain opportunities, and you just have to be okay with that.
Yep.
So for us, we're like, we want to do Christian pop, and then the churches are like, well, we'd love to have you out, but if you did a worship night, and we're like, well, we want to sneak in our pop stuff, and so is this like this
It's a weird,
constant tug where it's like, no, we want you to listen to our music and what we have to say, but they're like, go sing Reckless Love for us, like we want to hear that song. And it was this constant tug of war, and then there would be times where it's like, okay, do we do exactly what you said because we were like struggling to record our own music, and so we're like, well, we feel like we have to take these camps and these worship gigs to cover the actual album that we want to do. And then it was a constant like tug of war. But like, I was just thinking even now, if you align your brand, ideally you want to do it to the point where like it's a part of who you are, which you said that you already are familiar with leading worship, and it's like a part of who you are, what you do. Like if I think about like the people who have crushed it over the years just by being their music and their brand just being in alignment with all of the other opportunities, the different dimensions of potential revenue streams that come back. I think of, even if I go back to like the 80s and the 90s, like Michael W. Smith is the first one. Crushed on radio, toured around, did the Crusades. People wanted to sing his songs in church. Then it was Chris Tomlin in the early 2000s. Crushed on radio at CCM. People wanted him to come out and go on tour. And then also crushed in churches. People wanted to sing it. Then Phil Wickham, the next one. And we've played a gig opening up for him, and he's touring everywhere. His stuff is hitting in the churches. It's on radio. And it's like, it's the fact that he's kind of hitting the trifecta of the possible opportunities because he's chosen music that fits there. And then the next one after that was like Brandon Lake or something like that. I'm talking like solo artists, not necessarily like worship collectives or churches, solo artists that have done that. And the opportunities were in perfect alignment with like what they were doing and who they were, the songs that they were writing. And so it never really seemed like it was out of place.
Just really good brand coherence for all of those.
Yeah, it was like CCM enough to feel listenable on radio, but worship enough, to corporate enough where people wanted to sing them. And the tracks were heavy enough where people wanted to buy the tracks because they wanted to sound like the song.
Yep.
And even if you look at collectives now, you have like the Elevation Worships and all of the people where people want to reuse their songs and then they go out on tour and do that whole thing. That is like seemingly the perfect spot to be in. If you want to have all the potential opportunities, it's kind of in the center of that. And if you choose to be in any adjacent subgenre, like heavy Christian pop or like heavy Christian rock or Christian hip hop, you're beginning to cut off some of those opportunities. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, it's a stylistic choice. But the other thing too, the last thing I'm going to say is social media is now a huge thing. So if you could figure out how to crack your social media and find your audience, then it doesn't really matter. You found your fans on the internet.
Jared Humphreys had a good comment here. As someone who has tried a lot of different things at once, burned out multiple times, and wishes he could rewind and do things a little differently, staying in one lane and following that until it ends helps a lot. Agreed. Trace, hi from camp, where I'm using the pay to fund another single. Ayo, nice.
Yep.
Jared, are you at camp too? Nice. Okay. Yeah. So all in all, guys, it's just, again, we hit on this a lot. We'll keep hitting on it. Brand coherence, just making sure that you're picking a lane that you are like rock solid in, that has the greatest potential reach, that fits your personality and persona, and like you just want everything to align. All that being said, Amy, the fact is you already have an album out that does lean into more of the rock. And if you want to promote that thing, the workout playlist will by far be the best way to do that, because it's also a mood moment thing. So people tend to return to that playlist frequently when they work out. So I would recommend that if you want to promote that one. You'll probably get along best with a workout one, and then potentially a general worship one. That'd probably be the two best. We have a big playlist called Workout Worship.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also get away with that as well, like making that a vibe for a playlist. We got like 30,000 followers or something on that. So there's definitely interest in that type of playlist too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That would probably crush for her.
you share my screen a sec. Workout Worship. So look into that one. Yep, it's under Anthem X. Did I lose it? That was a great question. Thank you for asking that. See what else we got. Another question here. Totally separate question. I've been having a big reach in the Hispanic community, and they're loving my content and whatnot. Is that a sign I should do a Spanish song? But it's got to be a lifestyle choice, Timmy. So you actually have to move to a Spanish
You have to immerse
country
yourself.
and immerse yourself in the language. And you have to... To answer this question, we're all going to have to speak in Spanish to help move you in that direction.
Can you give us some more info on like what's going on? It's your content that people are engaging with? This is actually really funny because we can see her right here, and she can make all the facial expressions, and you can't see her. She's like,
The algorithm knows that a Latina girl is posting the content, so now it's pushing it to a Mexican audience.
I wouldn't put it past Meta. Interesting.
There's a couple approaches here. The first thing is that every single year, guys, Brazil wins on the back end for Spotify is the country that is most excited to discover new music. Every single year they put out the data, it always shows that Brazil, you guys see in the comments, come to Brazil, come to Brazil. They love music over there, y'all. Like they want you to perform over there. So Brazil absolutely does obviously have a Mexican overlap there with the language, and that's, doesn't it? We promote. Dude, you realize how much Christian music we push to Brazil?
Yeah, but they don't speak Spanish.
Or actually, you know what? I'm thinking of our Anthem Worship Espanol campaigns right now. No, we don't push Spanish there, but that kind of just derailed the whole thought there. No. There's not much Spanish there? Is it Portuguese? Well, I always get Portuguese confused. Brazil's our top country currently. Okay, well, the thought there is you will see Brazil as a top country.
Hey, they still love music. That and the Philippines and Indonesia.
I thought we had playlists running to Mexico and Brazil for Anthem Worship Espanol.
Oh, yeah, they probably...
No, there's got to be a decent...
Portuguese is similar to Spanish.
Yeah, they're-
Portuguese is similar to Spanish. Okay, so I'm not terribly far off.
We got to get you out more. We got to get you out of this studio.
Once when Hillsong was Brazil, right?
Maybe we got to do a TAC missions trip. We'll go to South America. Network.
Come to
South
Brazil,
America
comment.
trip.
They were like really. Okay, well, then let me pivot to the other angle, Timmy. So we've launched Anthem Worship Espanol, and we've gone really hard in that lane. Apparently, according to Diana, the translations aren't always the easiest. To if you're going to write it in English, translating that same exact thought into Spanish can be difficult.
Oh, we can give people
So, like, we
some
can-
background on that.
We can dive into that
You
a
guys
little
are,
bit.
is it called transliteration? Is that what they called it?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, since the Spanish-speaking community is so vast across the globe, whenever somebody writes a worship song in Spanish or they translate an English worship song into Spanish, they have to consult different, basically, people from all over the Latin America, the Spanish-speaking world, because they say things slightly differently and their grammar preferences are slightly off. So they have to get basically 5 different people from, let's say, from a bunch of these different countries to all look at it and like okay the song from their perspective. Because what happens is, when we have experience from Diana's music, in Mexico, Mexican Spanish, that's like grammatically correct. But then she'll get comments saying that like she doesn't know what she's saying but they're from another country, another Spanish-speaking country. But even though technically in Mexico that was correct, the way that she said it. So there's that.
And we, in the process of trying to get to the bottom of all this, who are we meeting with? I forget what was it Rosita? Was that her name? She was she with Integrity?
Mm-hmm.
She like oversees their whole Spanish
All
department.
their translations.
And we were working with her because we were trying to figure out what the correct process is.
Her name was Rosemary.
Rosemary?
Yeah.
Nice.
Strike
Yeah,
two, bro.
I had half of it right. I'm not even mad about that. We haven't talked to her in like 2 years. So
Strike 3, we mute your mic.
Yeah. She oversees the whole Spanish division. She plays a big part in Gateway Worship Espanol, I believe, out in Texas. That whole community out there. And she was basically walking us through what the correct process looks like to not only get an original like they do, like what they do, have it translated correctly, but then also cover a song and then translate it and then have to bring it to a separate group of bilingual writers that they have that then make sure like the official version is correct and then send that over to like the publishers to make sure that it all translates correctly. Like there's so many hoops to jump through that it's just something to keep in mind. It's like, it sounds like an easy idea. It's like, oh, I got Spanish listeners. I'll just translate it. Nice. There will be more steps and processes than you realize. And then Diana will tell you this too, when it comes to the song performance, that it is really important how you phrase things. And if you just get little spots wrong, it can completely change the meanings and like how it all comes off. So then like having pretty much a coach to coach you through the singing as well, it's like a lot of stuff starts to add up.
If you ever do a Spanish version of your song, make sure that in the production process you have somebody that actually speaks Spanish, because if you work with an English producer, sometimes they cut off little syllables when they're comping vocals, and it completely changes the word, and it makes them sound like the singer doesn't speak the language. So you either need to get somebody who speaks the language listening to your vocal performance to make sure that something didn't get cut off, like S's sometimes get cut off, beginnings of words when they're comping. So if you ever do a Spanish version, I think it would be cool. I don't know for your audience I don't know. If you can afford it, maybe do a Spanish version of one of your songs. I don't know.
But here's the upside. If So this is what we have done. If you're already going to pay for the music production, for the English side of things, the music production's already paid for. So that means the Spanish version costs way less money to create because the tracks are the same, the keys the same, all that stuff is the same. Now it's just the translation and redoing the vocals on top of it. So we have actually been able to basically release Spanish worship albums significantly cheaper than the English version of it because we do the English first and then we circle back to the Spanish.
That is it's a straight up cheat code. If you're bilingual, the ability to release double the amount of music is crazy. Because
Yep.
like you said, all you have to do is pay for the vocal time to just record new vocals. And
Yep.
if you can't translate it, you need to pay somebody to translate it for you. But
Dana, do you have any thoughts on all this
Diane,
that you would like to chime in on?
Diana Ross. Gio, you should show Camila was in the studio today in my chair.
She is the next generation of the Anthem Network, raising them young.
Yeah. She's so confused.
What? What is this? I just want to let you know that Brazil is Anthem Worship Espanol's top 13 country for their listeners. So there are Spanish-speaking worship listeners there.
Mm-hmm.
I stand by what I said. Also, Rosita was half of that. That was pretty close. I'm happy with that.
Moving on.
Cool. Any thoughts on that? Amy said she's literally meaning to do a Spanish version on her worship EP. So that's super helpful. Annie says, hearing the name Rosita makes me want to watch the movie Sing. I enjoyed that movie. Sing 2. You didn't watch that?
I just can't believe you've seen Sing and not Coco.
I took my
You need to watch
nieces-
Coco.
I went to Sing. Was it Sing or Sing 2? I don't know. One of them I went to with my nieces and nephews.
Well,
Making sure we caught everybody's comments here.
your mom runs a singing competition? Is it in Salt Lake?
Are you allowed to compete, or are you barred
Yeah.
from it
Are
due
you?
to
Is she
bias?
harder on you or?
Okay.
So you're telling me there are a cappella videos out there of Annie that we can find?
Ooh. Really? Oh, they can't be outside of your city? Do we?
I mean,
I've
probably.
I've never looked into that.
We never leave the studio.
Yeah, I'm just here.
We just live here.
I mean, me literally. You.
Make a post about it. I think people on our network would have fun flying out to Salt Lake or whatever.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, to tie a bow on that Spanish conversation, did anybody have any other thoughts on that? Was that helpful at all, Timmy? Or yeah, it was a great question. Yeah. I think the hardest part is obviously is going to be getting the translation perfect. And then
Executing on the
Executing it.
translation.
yeah. So really the entire process.
And the cost of all of it.
So really the entire process.
It's nothing but hurdles.
So, that might be one of the things too where maybe you just focus on the English versions for a while, but make sure you have all the assets correctly saved and ready so that if there comes a point where you decide to do that, you could do multiple at a time, or you could do a full EP and do all those
Make them wait.
things at once. Yeah.
Build up the demand. Build up the hype.
That's cool though. Also, this might be worth talking about too, the fact that YouTube is usually one of the biggest
Oh, we could talk about
platforms for Spanish worship specifically. That is where they consume the most music.
that. Get out of here, Jared.
Yeah. Dude, that's so impressive. Man, gold stars all around for Jared. It's so impressive. But yeah, YouTube. YouTube is a big platform for what would you list those in order? Again, we've talked about this a little bit.
For
Spanish worship.
view count,
Like streaming, user, listenership.
from what we know from having Spanish collective, Spanish artists, and I'm married to a Hispanic woman, the primary listenership in Spanish culture is on YouTube. Primary social media is probably Facebook globally, and Spotify would probably be second, but YouTube is like number one. If you go to any of the Spanish artists on YouTube, massive followings, like huge, millions of subscribers on a lot of them. So if you're looking, interesting.
What's the biggest platform right now for Anthem Worship Espanol's social media?
TikTok.
Yeah. Did we break 20? Gio's going to give us the update. I think we were close, weren't we? Close to 20K? That's way higher than all the rest.
It's interesting because
We're at 18 right now.
18. Okay, we're close.
Diana has a huge following on TikTok, Spanish, but I have not seen much spillover into streaming. I don't know if that is
You have a theory, though.
what's the theory?
Diana always should. Diana.
She got shadow banned?
No. What do you always tell us, Dana? That oftentimes they don't like to pay for the subscriptions. The Pandora? Yeah. Okay. So there you have it.
That's one of the reasons too for you guys why we push for, even if it's not a full-on music video, just get a one-take lip sync video all the way through, because there are people that go to YouTube just to listen to music, and you'll get views that way.
There you have it. And thus concludes your Spanish worship music strategies from the two white dudes.
Who the heck gave us a Spanish worship collective?
We had no business starting a Spanish worship collective. Y'all think this is funny? You should see when we go to a all Spanish speaking writers event for a week in Florida.
Dude, we didn't tell them about that.
I was, by the end of it, I was picking up some really strong
We got
phrases.
invited by another label that we've done collaborations with, Christian Media. Media is the name. You just go to Anthem Worship Espanol. We've collaborated with their artists and stuff, but we've had a pretty good relationship with their owner for a while, Diego. He's actually in the network. And he's like, we should do a Spanish, like a co-label Spanish writers retreat. We're like, cool, that sounds fun. So we drove to Florida, and Jason and I were the only white dudes there. And like, he brought in like legit, like non-US based
Dude.
like Spanish speakers. Like,
Yeah.
and so it was fun. Like, the dudes got along pretty well.
Yeah. Well,
Even though like they didn't really speak much English, but it was great.
Yeah, the guys got along great.
The guys got along great.
Yeah. It was so good
Yeah,
for the guys
for the guys, they did get along great.
who got along great. Anyways.
We'll leave it at that.
Just the awkward silence. Everybody's like reading between the lines. Anybody have another topic they'd like to?
Any other languages you
Chat
want us to
through.
cover?
Portuguese?
Italian, maybe?
It was.
We shot
French.
that. We shot that down, didn't we?
It was until we said no.
It was a French English song.
Yeah.
So, like, kind of weaved in and out.
Started in English.
Then it went to French.
Verse 2 was French. Back to
to
English.
English.
Maybe a little more French.
And the marketing guys shut it down.
Whoever those guys are, man.
Get them out of here.
Yeah. Apparently the label guys said no. So that it's now fully English. We'll just say that. It's a great song though. Mm-hmm.
The conclusion was no blended languages. We're going to do one English and maybe one all French. But I think the other thing, though, too, is we were going to have Kagan or Eleni sing it in French, but they also have a French writer friend that actually like lives in Paris. And we're like...
And
I-
some
she's
French artists
friends
friends.
that they know, and we're like...
that already have
We're not
French
going to be able to push a French
audiences.
song very well on our playlists. So we probably need to bring in a French Christian artist to sing on it.
Can you imagine, like, 99% of our followers, we promote that to them, and they're gonna be like, what?
So
What do you want me to do with this?
it was cool. It's just kind of hard to market a half French, half English song.
Yeah. I'm really excited about that song, though. That one's super cool. That drops in August. It's called God Like You. I made a post about it, giving a little sneak preview. If anybody wanted a little,
It's
Well,
very,
sneak
very
preview.
Jason. I'll leave it at that.
it's more gospel. It leans
Little
leans very gospel.
JP Sachs action.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see how that one goes. By the way, I made a post showing you guys, this might be a good pivot here, the concept of future saves. How many of you have kind of dove into this strategy of driving future saves to your music? Have any of you guys played around with this yet? I know we teach about it in the social media section, and we bring this up quite a bit. Aaron has. Okay, cool. So it's this idea that you guys know how, let's say, for example, you're distributing your music through DistroKid. Upload it, give it whatever, a week or two, thing shows up on Spotify for artists, whatever. You're like, okay, cool, it's ready, it's there. Then they give you a pre-save link, right? So they auto-generate this pre-save link for you, and now you take that thing and you share it with all your friends and your family and your followers and whatever. You say, hey, go pre-save the song, like new one's coming out, like thanks, it helps the song so much. But every time you release the next song, it starts over from zero, right? So you could go get 100 people to pre-save that song, but the next single, you're back down to zero. You start over again. Future saves solves that problem. So when we use, for example, Feature FM, when we have you go pre-save, after you pre-save, we have it set up where you're going to see options. Oh, would you like to future save? Meaning you'll save all the next releases by this artist. Hey, would you also like to give them your email so they can get a hold of you in the future? Hey, would you also like to follow them on Spotify, Apple Music, and Amazon Music? And by the way, the future saves, actually, is it follow on Apple? It might be follow on YouTube, but it's future save works for Amazon, Apple, and Spotify. So anyways, the point of that post that I made for you guys is, hey, go look at this because we just released a new song and it's already got 2,000 pre-saves. And then we have our Feature FM account set up so that all those people get emailed the day that it releases, and they're already saving it automatically to their streaming service, all because they went through the process of doing that one time. So I'd encourage you guys to look through it. That is why we are so focused on Feature FM as our landing pages, as using Feature FM for our playlist growth landing pages and our pre-save, future save links, and all this stuff, because it does all of that for us. So highly, highly encourage y'all to check that out. Just sitting here, sitting with the silence in case anybody has some thoughts. Jared, I've been interested in Feature FM. Would the basic plan be good for me, you think? Yeah, probably. What is that one? Is that the $19 a month one? Okay. Free $8.19.
Isn't there one that limits you though, where you can't do the future saves or see the emails or
So
something?
look into the benefits.
I think they switched it
of all
around
those.
recently.
That's it. Let's see. Feature FM pricing. If you recommend Feature FM Annie, make sure to give them our discounted links so they can get, I think it's like 3 months free. I don't know.
I'd have to go back
Our
and check.
partnership link. Aaron saying only artist up. Okay, so Aaron, you're saying basic artist doesn't allow it? Yeah.
That's what I thought.
You can save my. Let's see what we got here. So, they have a free plan. Limited services available. BioLink, one pre-save service. Okay. 8 month.
I was so confused why they went right to left from lowest to highest. And then I realized why they did that.
Yeah, they want you to see the highest first.
Yeah. Price anchored.
Price anchored. Do y'all know what that is?
Does anybody
Price
remember what
anchoring?
price anchoring was? We
We
talked
talked-
about it.
Give him a review, Joey.
I'll give you a review. Price anchoring is you list the highest thing first, and then anything below that seems like a deal. You're like, oh, well, at least it's not $39. I might as well go with the $8.
Oh, 8 or 19 feels
19 better.
is half. Oh, phew.
But if you go left to right, then it goes 0 to 39. And then you're like, oh, I can wait. 39's way over there. I don't need that right now. But if you list your price first, the highest price first.
So if I don't know. I need to tape this thing. Okay, we're back. So if you're going to use Feature FM just for landing pages and like growing playlists and everything and doing all of that, you have unlimited links and landing pages. So I'd assume you should still be able to use Feature FM to grow playlists and whatever. But if you want to start collecting future saves, 19.
And you get 2 pixels.
2 returning pixels. Yeah, what else do we have here? This is kind of cool. So when they go through the process of they pre-save the song, they're also going to get the option to follow you as an artist. You can also, if it's a solo release, have them follow your playlist as well. So the thing about it is on this plan, you only get 1 Spotify pre-save, multiple follow, meaning that it's just you as the artist. But when you do go up to the bigger plan, you'll see they bump you up to 3 Spotify pre-save, multiple follows. Meaning, for example, like if we do a collaboration like we've done with Eleni, Anthem Worship, Eleni Mass Anthem, all 3 of those brands can get follows at the same time somebody clicks follow. But if it was just you could be like, I get the follow, and also this playlist and this playlist get the follow. Or if it's a co-primary between you and another artist, we both get a follow and my playlist gets a follow. So again, just think about this as everything is moving in the same direction. It's just a way to start to, I can grow a playlist, I can grow my followers, I can grow my pre-saves, and I can grow the pre-saves of all my future songs, and I can grow my email list all at once. That's the reason we really like this. By default. And then we gotcha. What do we have here? Told the producer about the Anthem Network on Sunday. Basically, I'm doing my evangelizing duties these last 48 hours. Wow, look at Annie. Well done, Annie. She told the producer about us.
What did he say?
Great. All right.
Yeah, man, that's cool. I'll check it out.
Never checked it out.
Doesn't check it out.
No.
That's cool. Thanks for sending.
They always say they're gonna check it out.
They always say, "Oh man, this is a really
I love that.
This is a
Cool
really cool
concept."
idea, man. I love this." Mm-hmm.
Cool.
What is that accent?
And then they don't join. Their loss. Well said. Anybody care to direct the conversation towards another topic? Anything they're working through? Jared, how's your school potential group going? VBS. It's a bummer. It's so much work. Cool. Cool. Very nice.
Cool.
Yeah, really. Dana. Mm-hmm. We've been cooking.
Cooking it up.
We've been cooking.
Grab your apron. We connected through Dana? Is that
no,
true?
No, I think we saw. We connected on Instagram, but we knew that you had already collaborated with Dana. Yeah. That guy goes really hard on his instrumental playlists.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Slid into his DMs, I guess.
Yeah, he's been going really hard on that playlist. Jared, I still think you could crush growing some sleep instrumental playlists. That's right up your alley. Darn. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Have you checked the back end on your Spotify for artists? How many streams it's kicking off for you?
Trying to find it.
I'm curious.
Is it just the Elevation Worship cheat playlist? Is your playlist called Vicarious Playlists? Oh, dude, I didn't know that was the name that you were going under. Why? Can I ask why you chose that as opposed to your artist name?
Mm-hmm.
Vicarious, everybody, means experiencing something indirectly through another person's actions, feelings, or experiences rather than doing it yourself. In
Oh,
case
you rattled that
in
off, and
case anybody needed
you
that.
had that definition
Yep.
memorized, didn't you?
Yep. Just up here, gang. I 100% knew what that word meant. I was confident in it. Have you ever thought, Jared, about changing the name of that over to Jared Humphers? Pros:
Oof.
more brand leverage, especially when it comes to working with other people, collaborating with other people. Listeners wanting to follow the playlist because they know that it's yours. And
Case
have
in
your music
point,
on.
we didn't know that was you.
No, exactly. I genuinely thought that was just some other person growing it. I'm like, yeah, cool. It just,
Especially if you go harder in growing the playlists, other instrumental people in the space will probably see your playlist before they see you as an artist. And then they'll be like, oh, that's Jared Humphers' playlist. I should hit him up.
think about Hillside Recording and Draw Close. I think that's his brand. Think about that, though. Like, most people by now know it's him. I think he also changes some of his brand names. But for you, you could do that. You could also make the name Jared Humphers, and then after it, put your Instagram handle. And you basically say, hey, follow me on Instagram. And now you can direct people that find your music through there to then go follow you over there. We played that game for a really long time, too. I would do that. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Jared, I'm assuming that you're pretty much living off of the income that comes off your royalties. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Because one of my ideas that we've never done yet is because obviously we've done instrumental stuff with you. We have a lot of instrumental stuff, and we have a lot of Christian lo-fi. If it were me, what I would do is figure out how to have a little baseline budget for ads for like growing one playlist. Could be like $200 minimum to $300, and then you decide a percentage of the royalties that comes back to go straight back into ads. So it's a constant
Build.
scale up
Yeah.
with no less than like $200, $300 a month, because otherwise the ads don't perform as well. So if you can get on that train, then it's just a snowball, and the thing will just keep growing over time. And you have the habit built in place to where it's like, okay, however much that like makes the most sense, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50% of streams that come in just go straight back into ads. And then you kind of forget about it once you're in the habit.
Yep. Honestly, you could go all in on the playlist that's already working for you. That's probably what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't doubt that.
I wouldn't doubt it either. That's why I was curious, because especially like a playlist like Elevation Worship Instrumentals, people will see that and they'll click on it and they'll just hit play
Oh, 100%.
instead of follow. So don't be shocked that you're getting, I don't even know what the math would be on that, but like a stupid amount of streams for such a, even a low 496 follower count. Like just that change right there is insane. It means people just see the playlist and they're just hitting play, which is great. And that happens a lot of times with cheap playlists.
Yeah. It's interesting because I also made an Elevation Worship Instrumentals playlist, changed one of ours into that title. And that thing, it's definitely not crushing like yours, but it is still consistently in the top 50, which is interesting.
Yeah, but he's Jared Humphers, though.
No, he's Vicarious Playlist. Imagine what could happen if he was Jared Humphers.
He is Jared Humphers. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, we've got many playlists.
She's calling you out.
Things with fake names.
How come none of our playlists are Jason Braun and Joey Cobra profiles?
Boy. We've got some answers for that.
What's the answer?
Well, how many emails do you like to get every day?
We don't want the clout.
A lot of emails, a lot of DMs. Oh, we do.
We do.
Yep.
Oh, we do.
Oh, you're welcome to. But I'll tell you this. If I wanted to get as much leverage as possible as an artist brand that is me and attract as many followers to my artist brand as quickly as possible, I would go with my personal brand. As a record label, if we want to attract as many people somehow getting our emails and asking for free stuff 24/7, we've had enough of that too. So that's the con of this. That's the flip side, is like you might get harassed.
We started that way when we started growing playlists.
Yeah.
We had our email, or I think we've tried our email and Instagram, and it's like it becomes chaos at some point. But if you're looking for collaborations,
it's actually a good thing.
Then it's a good thing.
Yeah. So like keep in mind, we have a lot of playlist profiles that are our brands that we absolutely get hit up from. Our record label one, our other brand ones. But up to this point, we don't have a personal brand with our names, Jason and Joey, on them or anything like that. So it doesn't matter right now. We're not.
The problem is though too is the downside of putting your contact info in there and all that. You're mostly going to get people that want free stuff
and just spam you. Like
it's
when we say you get spammed with emails, guys, there are companies that go and scrape the Spotify database and collect all the emails of the curators and then sell them to people in PDFs. And then suddenly you're on thousands of people's emails and you're just getting automated. So like it's daily that I go and delete and have to respond, hey, remove me from your email list if they don't let me unsubscribe. Like it's a lot. PR companies do that. Oh, we'll work with us. We'll email our email blast, our email list. It's like, yo, where are you getting all this information? I know for a fact I did not give my email to these people. So.
But the other thing is, if you're willing to deal with it and you want to become a playlister,
that's another opportunity.
Revenue stream to get started.
Yep.
So
for the average artist, guys, it makes 100% sense to just make that your name, your handle. More traffic at this stage of your career is better than less traffic. If you need to ignore some DMs or emails, you can ignore some DMs and emails. Oh, he changed it?
He changed it.
Let's see. There it is. It's a good move, dude. And yeah, one thing that AJ, one of our artists in the network, has been doing, toss me the screen. Already ahead of it. He's been growing his playlists as well. Let me see if I can find the ones that he's working on. Yeah, so this is what he's been doing. He's been putting, let me see if I can zoom in on this. The name Jay and then his
Dang, he put his handle
in,
as the name.
I know. And I was like, I think that's a solid
It might be a good move.
Because think of all the people that are going to, by the way, guys, this is his first cheat playlist that he grew that we taught him to do, and it's already up to 100. And it's already his top 4 playlist. That's a free playlist, gang. Y'all gotta be playing the playlist game. Anyways, you could do that, Jared, if it gives you enough space, I guess, because you already have a pretty long name, Jared Humphers, and then that. Or you could just make it your handle. What's your Instagram handle these days? Oh, it is? Okay, I'm going to check again. Cool. Yeah, it's just really long, but otherwise what you could do is just get rid of Jared Humphers and have it at Jared_Humphers because it's already the name in there. That might be even the cleaner move.
Aaron has a question. What about being a Submit Hub playlister to fund the playlist? I am hung up on putting the correct music by my music while having a good percentage for submit acceptance.
Yeah, go for it. That's one of the, pretty sure in the courses we also mentioned that, especially in the funding, maybe in the meta ads too. But
how much do you make off of being a playlist hub?
It's like a few dollars
a submission.
A submission.
But is it the only one? Only the ones you accept?
No, well, and it gets higher the bigger your playlist gets. So they pay you more the bigger your reach gets. But again, it's not based on acceptance. It's based on review. Because they can't guarantee results.
But it's more automated for you, right?
Yeah, I assume they are just automating into your account, and then you have a certain amount of time to review them if you want to get paid for them.
I don't know. It depends on how driven you are. We never did Playlist Hub. We did it.
But we
ourselves.
also built our own marketing agency and all this other stuff that it didn't make sense for us to do that. But if you don't want to do what we did and go build all of that yourself, that's a great starting point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You want the right data. Yeah, you want the right data in there. So that's where if you would specify, because that's the thing too, when your brand is smaller, you have less data behind you, meaning if there's other smaller artists that you add, it's the algorithm is more likely to link you guys up as similar artists.
Can you connect with the artist that submits?
Mm-hmm.
You can?
You can DM them. And
You can DM them?
Yeah.
Can you get their email?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've met a few people through there that we've ended up exchanging content.
Dude, knowing what your situation is and what the skills you have, like, you might want to consider doing it yourself. Especially if you're trying to get clients, production clients.
This is what we've been
It's
saying.
like number one, you probably can charge more for a playlist submission. If you do it in-house, you can charge whatever you want and keep everything. And you could probably collect their email and their contact information and build a relationship there.
Yep.
For if it doesn't work out for a collaboration, it might work out for you charging them for production, because that's what other people do that have playlisters or playlists, people who produce that also have playlists. That's huge leverage.
And this is what we're saying, like, brand wise, what's the move that makes the most sense for you right now, Aaron? So like I think we were talking about this in the last couple of weeks, especially this difference between like, do you want to go all in on social media right now, or do you want to go all in on music production and building up your skills and growing playlists and kind of doing those things in tandem? And it's like, well, those things kind of feed each other. Let me ask you this, Aaron. Do you think a lot more people would be able to find you for Christian music production if you had a playlist at 50,000 followers and your handle was your Instagram and you like hint that you do Christian music production? Probably.
It depends on if you want the traffic. And typically, if you're,
Probably.
yeah, I would argue most of the time you do want the traffic.
Like if Aaron, if you're gonna lean into the music production, I think your personal Instagram would probably need to become the production profile, because then you can make content around that, and then it doesn't muddy up your J.Co. worship and all your other brands with, because with those you want fans, you don't want necessarily artists as your followers, because that's not the point of that. But if you're going to be a producer and you're going to own that, you're going to want artists as your followers who want to work with you. It's not a bad move. Yeah. That's a good question. Timmy said he had a question about collaboration in the network. Is he still on? Annie said it was
Annie.
me. Annie, how are we supposed to ghost you if you keep jumping on our Tuesday night
showing up.
calls? My goodness.
Are you, first of all, wondering about like having hard conversations like that first? I mean, first of all, we've had a lot of hard conversations with artists and collaborators over the years. So I personally, I would, if you have not voiced that you don't really want to work with them right now, I would voice that rather than avoiding or ghosting, because at least there's closure there and they can just deal with it. And sometimes you just have to be blunt. But it's almost like, I think it's better because then there's closure, and then there's not this like, because like I don't know if you guys have ever had even just like the surface level, yeah, we should grab coffee sometime. And then like 3 months goes by
You run into them.
and you run into
Oh,
them.
dude, we should get that coffee sometime.
Oh yeah, or like they
Yeah.
don't say anything, and then you're like, did they really mean that? And then like all
Yeah.
the questions start going on, and then it's like kind of awkward. But at least if you can say like, hey, this is not gonna work out, and we're just not. I don't really want to collab right now. Like you could. That's literally okay. Like you could just say like, I don't want to, and yeah, at least they have closure and they can like kind of move away from that rather than just being like, hey man, did you see my message? Sometimes people are upfront about that, but yeah, what were you gonna say?
Well, I was gonna say this: when it comes to networking, you're never gonna bat 100%. Never. Have we batted 100% with all the people that we've reached out to and the artists that we've reached out to collaborate with, and like, not even close. And there's been situations then where we almost start to move forward, and then things get weird and things get complicated, and then it's like then we have to stop, and like it's not a good fit. It's a dance. Like it's different every time, but the whole point of networking is knowing that it's like it's kind of a numbers game. It's like, okay, I'm just going. There was a season here, guys, where Joey and I just decided we were going to take a call with everybody that wanted to take a call with us, and in doing that process, we jumped on. I mean, we probably did hundreds of calls over a couple of years of doing that. The number of calls, guys, that felt like wastes of time is staggering. The number of some people that we get off the call with and being like, oof, blacklist, like we're not dealing with that again. Like it does happen. But also the flip side is we also found great people. A lot of you we jumped on calls with over the years, or we found you from networking and taking the time to do it, and we found our people in the process. It's just learning to, I guess, have that boundary line of, okay, everybody gets this, but then to move forward to this, there's rules, there's restrictions. You got to be this tall to ride the ride.
There's two levels of expectations. There's like your internal expectations and then like the shared expectations with you and the other person. The internal for us is what he just described, where it's like 98% of the people in the interactions never turn into anything. And then like the 2% that were really worth it were like super long-term collaboration, like relationships that we've had that are like super great. And the thing is, like, knowing that kind of those averages, like, gives you a little bit of open-handedness. The other thing, too, of, like, just something specific is, like, if you write a song with somebody you don't know, a lot of artists think that every single song that they write is, like, worth releasing. When in, like, and it's, like, that might, like, hurt people's feelings. But when you look at it from, like, how publishers and labels operate, it's like you write 50 and you release 10.
You pick the best.
And sometimes I think if you kind of understand that, it's like, hey, I'm just here to interact with this person, get to know them, and we'll write a song together. But like, I don't have any expectation like every single song that we write together is going to be released. Mm-hmm. There's that. It seems like, yeah, it really comes down to how seasoned the person really is, because there's expectations. Like the more, and that's why, especially with writing, like the people that write a lot and have gotten the cuts kind of hang out together, because there's like kind of entry level expectations that like the more writes you do and the more interactions you have, there's just kind of a cadence to it.
Yep.
That like the people who are kind of at the top who have a lot of writes and cuts, they just know the type of personalities to look for. And there's expectations going into it.
I can tell you that that's one of the big turnoffs for us these days is working with an artist. And it's like, oh, we wrote it. When does it get released? It's like the assumption that, oh, it's written. That means we're going to release it, right? It's like, no. It means that we wrote a song to consider, you know? Let's keep throwing darts to see what else we get. If we want 5, we might write 15. We might write 20. Who knows? Might only write 8 and the 5 are already in there. We don't know. But that's, again, it's just getting clarity on that before setting expectations, like before things move too far is probably the...
I mean, we've worked with producers that have that mindset. It's like we recorded 1 or 2 vocal takes and it's good. It's like... and then there are producers that are like, hey, we did 10 and I still think we should do a couple more.
It's like, oh, I like you.
And it's like, okay, like you're willing to like see it through. And then there's other people, it's the mindset of like clocking in and clocking out. Like you get this much of my attention and we're going to get 2 passes on this and then I'm done producing the song. It's like, that's not who we're looking for. And we've worked with producers that do that. And then we worked with producers who are like, I will work until this song is finished. Mm-hmm. And there's a good balance between the two.
And who do you guys think we end up working with long term out of those 2 types of people? Right? It's the ones that like go above and beyond it or a little more obsessive about it, like we are. That's typically...
Or even like we'll send an artist in the studio, like an artist that's singing on the song that we're releasing as a label, and then the artist is not completely ready to move forward. They're like, I didn't love my performance on those 2 takes, and then the producer's like, sorry, you got to clock in for more time. And we're like, our artist is not happy with their performance on those 2 takes. They want to do more. And it's just weird back and forth. Green flags are the type of people that are willing to see the project through, see the song through. Also the people that are willing to provide value, whatever that is. The people that are like, I'm going to provide value first, versus like what we were talking about with the playlisters. You'll get a lot of people that just say, that'll hit you up in an email, I've won these 10 awards and this is why you should consider my song for your playlist for free. And we're like, that's not a way to start a relationship. It's just not.
No, a lot of it is take.
It's the taker mentality. In
my opinion, that's the worst form of networking, is to lead with the taker's mentality, because you just need to experience it enough times where finally you're like, this gets really old. Like this is not fun. But when you can flip it and you're like, okay, how can I serve? Let me ask you, if you guys have experienced that, what does it feel like dealing with 10 takers in a row and then having somebody come at you with, how can I serve you and help? Without asking for anything. What do you want to do by default? You want to return the favor and start serving them and helping them. That is how some of the best relationships that we have came about. Like, hey, what can we help you with? Oh, well, what can I help you with? Oh, this is cool. Well, let's do this together. Okay, cool. That's the mindset that you'll really win with when it comes to networking and collabing. Jared said, yeah, for collabs, I don't even mention the collab. I see if our music styles are similar. Hit them up on social media, chat for a bit, let them know I like what they're doing. If we're vibing, then I'll mention a collab.
Did we hit all of your questions, Timmy? Or we had some green flags, and I guess we mentioned red flags too, but
mm-hmm. And by that he means it's Annie.
It's Annie.
Yeah.
Stop trying to hang out with Timmy, Annie.
October?
Yeah, October.
Who else do we have in the area that we can get there? We got to get more people.
The man of the hour shows up. The second hour man.
There he is.
He's muted. Yeah,
Yeah.
the closer. This is actually a great
They let him in the game once they know that they've solidified the win.
when you're 10 runs ahead.
All right, put Alex in. Yeah. While they don't let him pitch, he's actually running around as the mascot.
Yeah. Takes it off.
And then they let him.
This is my chance. Yeah.
Yes.
We are talking about industry relationships and red flags and green flags.
In
of
networking.
networking, the best people to work with.
How to know if somebody's not somebody you want to work with. Any thoughts? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's the type of person that blames everybody but themselves. And they'll just cycle through people. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, oh no. Yep. Yeah, and he's talking about Annie Whitehead, guys. Just to be specific here,
She's bombarding everybody.
she's like she just keeps saying she wants to hang out.
It's funny because we're going to get new people in here and they're all going to think that.
Is that a cutting board? Dude, but it's so real though, guys. Like that, Timmy. That's also huge. Is it's not necessarily easy though to figure out somebody's reputation off the first call or whatever. Like typically, the more time you spend in a niche in the industry, you just tend to start hearing about people and like everybody's got a reputation. But how they're speaking about everybody else is huge. They will give themselves away quite easily if they're like, oh yeah, it was everybody else doesn't get it. It's everybody else. It's like, okay, there might be.
And that's the hard thing about networking is you have to be optimistic about everybody. You have to give everybody the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
At the beginning. Dude, I know what that is.
Everybody gets a blue
Dude,
ribbon.
I remember Upward Basketball, dude.
I don't even know what that is.
It was like
is
a
Upward?
franchise like basketball league for churches to put on for kids.
Oh gosh.
Where they Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Fifth graders.
Yeah.
But he just confirmed exactly what we said, Timmy. He's like, you still have to go network and give people the benefit of the doubt. Otherwise, you don't get to meet the people that are the great fits. Like, you just have to cast the net and pull it up and accept that half of the little fishies get thrown back into the water.
80% of the fishies.
80% of the little fishies get thrown back to the water.
I don't know if Alex agrees with that. I said that earlier about you. 100% of the people you go through, probably like 80 to 90%, didn't ended up being long-term fits, and like the 10% was like gems of people that you just kept collaborating with and kept in touch with.
Yep. Yep. Because relationship is key. Like, relationship wins overall. Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, you have to be optimistic about the whole 100 in order to find the 10.
The 10, yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, another great example too, guys, is if Alex and us had enough beatdowns from the past that we're like, that's it, no more networking, like, we wouldn't have met each other either. It's like, it just, and then you see all the good stuff that's come from our relationship. It's like, oh man, okay, that was worth putting up with a bunch of the crap for however many years leading up to that. Like, okay, one of these times we're gonna meet somebody that like is cool, that's a fit, that like, you know, makes sense. Alex, did that guy ever say if he's interested in chatting music playlists with us? A little interview. Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, sweet. Okay. Hit him up. He, just so you're aware, guys, a good friend of his used to be the Spotify editorial, one of the curators there, and we might set up an interview just so we can all just geek out over talking about Spotify playlists and then record it for you guys. That'd be fun. Annie might intimidate him. Yeah.
Jeez.
Shoot. He just jumps right in. Everybody's just like attacking Annie.
She's gonna file a complaint to school.
Do we have an HR department?
Nope.
You can you direct your HR complaints to Gio. Yeah. Jason won't fill out his frequency chart assessment. I will say this, Annie. You got the most comments, I think, on any post
You are
up to this point.
Yeah.
38
Engagement wizard.
might be a new record. Now, how many of them actually filled out the assessment? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. You didn't do it? The funny thing, maybe it's
She's playing head games, dude.
because she called me a challenger, and then I challenged
And then you
her.
challenged her in the
So I'm
next.
like, do I even need to take it? I think I just confirmed that was. How dare you pigeonhole me? No, it's funny because the word was frequency, and then you go to the comments, and everybody's just like, my favorite frequency is 432 hertz. Oh, I like 528. Oh, like over and over. Yeah. She's dying a little bit inside every comment she reads. Yeah, we need some downvotes. We don't have any of those in school. That would solve this. Just bring back the dislike button. Yeah.
Detention.
Yeah.
What do they make you sit in the corner at lunch? It's not like quite detention. Yeah.
No.
You're not muted.
Welcome to the second half.
The detention where you have to sit next to the teacher or in the class.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, next to the desk.
Good times, gang.
That's good.
Good times. Alex hopping in here on the last 5 minutes usually adds some nice new life to these calls. See? What all Instagram is really doing for us is finding our current members to remind them to hop on the call they're already enrolled for. That's really what has been happening. Get on the call.
You forgot about this.
Yeah. It's
Hey.
perfect. Well, there you have it. Happens every Tuesday, Alex. Annie says it happens every Tuesday, Alex. Well, might I recommend a daily calendar, perhaps? Or, oh, okay. Everybody can spam DM Alex every Tuesday night at 6:57 p.m. I think that would solve this. Yeah. Yeah. Well, gang, this was a fun chat. Hopefully there was a gem or two in here that y'all got out of this. Hopefully it was worth the time you took to spend with us. We will be back next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central, as per usual, Alex.
Mark your calendars.
Mark those calendars and drop us any questions in the community section this week if you have any. We'll see you next week. Oh. Highly anticipated.
Yeah.
Boy. Can't wait.
Okay.
Cannot wait. At edge of my seat. We'll see.
Literally.
We'll see you guys later.
See you.
Hot dog water. It's a metaphor.
My metaphor is uncooked chicken.
Uncooked
Raw
chicken.
raw chicken.
Raw chicken.